Hi everybody and welcome to the Monro Mischief. The topic I wanted to talk about in this video would be should rats be kept alone? So in short, no, they shouldn't really. The reason being is because their wild ancestors were in a huge mischief or colony. So naturally they are social animals. So they're pretty much the same, where they're very highly social. They love interacting with each other, playing each other. Unlike a hamster, Syrian hamsters, they are very aggressive, very territorial, which is why they're naturally solitary animals, so you can't keep them together. People often apply this to rats and other animals such as guinea pigs, who are also social animals. Because hamsters are solitary, that rats and all the other rodents or small animal rodents are also solitary. That is not the case. So rats on the other hand do enjoy company. As I said, they enjoy playing with each other, they enjoy grooming each other, sleeping together, especially on the colder days. They all pile into one hammock or one Sputnik or whatever, and they'll all just sleep together. Although if one rat wants to sleep by itself or wants to go somewhere for a piece of quiet or just sit by themselves, they still have that option for companionship. But with a single rat who can only sleep or sit alone, they have to basically wait for human companionship, which pretty much not the same as a fellow rat companion, because we can't play with them, we can't groom them, we can't cuddle them the same way another rat can. So to speak, rats aren't designed to be by themselves. They are very social animals, so they do need companionship of their friends, or same species rather. So I do have a quote directly from the NFRS website, which is the National Fancy Rat Society. Rats will not usually pine away and die simply from being kept alone. So if you're concerned simply with what rats need to stay alive, you can keep them alone. However, it is not fair to think only of what our pets need to keep them alive. We should think about what they want to give them a happy life. Rats living in pairs have more full and interesting lives than single rats because many more experiences are available for them. Keeping rats in pairs is a very easy way to give your pets better lives. Elaborate toys and cages are great if you can provide them, but the first and best toy for a rat is always another rat. A single rat is often happy when they are with you, spending time with you, playing, whatever you happen to be doing, even if they just sat on a chest and you're, I don't know, stroking them while you watch TV or something. So they'll be happy then. But when you're asleep or you're at school or work or anything like that, a single rat can get bored and lonely when you're not around. Unless you're somehow awake all day and all night, and even if you were some sort of superhuman, you'd not be able to provide with the same stimulation or companionship as another rat can, simply because we cannot groom them with our teeth like they can to each other. No. I own 8 girls and 2 boys who are well bonded to one another, but if I pick them up and handle my rats, they form a bond with me as well. They do form bonds with their owners as well. So when you first get your rat, pick them up, handle them several times a day, give them treats, treat them gently, and they will bond with you because they enjoy your company, but they will still enjoy company from other rats as well. And not because they're desperate for company like a lone rat would be. Depriving rats of the company of its own is likely to simply make them unhappy. It's a very unkind way to treat them. Imagine if you had children and you wouldn't let them meet other children just because you wanted them to love you more. That's kind of like the way to put it. Like, would you not let your child interact with other people just because you want your child to love you more? It's kind of the same thing for rats. Like, don't deprive them of the company of their own because you want them to love you more. If that makes any sense, I hope it does. Single rats may develop behavioural problems such as becoming introverted and they may hide away, or they can become clingy and neurotic, or they can even mutilate themselves by chewing the fur or skin. This is like humans developing mental health conditions or problems when kept in solitary confinement. So like if you were all alone in the room, you know, you'd probably go stir crazy too. So, you know, behavioural problems, if you see your lone rat developing these behavioural problems, they will subside or can subside pretty much straight away, if not in like a few days or a few weeks of them interacting with their own kind. Although if you've had a lone rat for pretty much all of its life, it may not even want to be with another rat anymore because it's been on its own for so long. So just be aware of that. Not really. Any cage that is large enough for one, so at least 12 inches by 12 inches, it is large enough for two. Two rats are more interesting to watch than one. They tend to be more active and you can watch them groom and play each other. When owning two or more rats, you won't need to feel so guilty if you have to be out for the whole day, at work or whatever. Have to feel as guilty because then they've got company of their own to play and interact with. The single rat lives for the freedom they have when out of the cage with you, but a pair of rats can keep each other entertained like the odd day. Of course they will cost more to maintain in the ways of food and vet bills than one, but it is negligible for if you compare it to the quality of life that your rats will have playing and interacting with each other. Hoping this video makes sense. If you keep a lone rat, please, 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 please get another one so there's two of them, or maybe even another two, because if that if your lone rat is older than if you get babies, for example, and the older one dies, you'll be in the same situation where you'll have a lone rat again. Or if you're thinking about getting one, please consider getting two. Yes, it'll cost you more in vet bills and food, but then they'll have the company of each other for when you're not around, when you're at school or you're at work. Please bear that in mind. Keep each other safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.